Aliyah Boston did not hold back after the Indiana Fever were pushed to the break by the Dallas Wings, and all without superstar rookie Caitlin Clark on the court. The Fever's performance without their franchise face raised serious questions, and Aliyah Boston made sure to answer them. From frustration on the bench to bold post-game comments, Boston's leadership was on full display as the Fever nearly crumbled without their most talked-about player. So what happened when Clark was absent? Why did the Fever almost blow it? And what did Boston say that's making headlines? Stick around, because we're diving into everything that went down and what it means for the Fever moving forward. Fever without Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin Clark is on the floor, the Indiana Fever have an identity: fast-paced, sharp shooting, and high-energy basketball. But when she's out, that identity crumbles, and against the Dallas Wings, we saw just how fragile that foundation really is. Caitlin Clark missed this game due to precautionary rest after logging heavy minutes in recent matchups. Fans were eager to see how the Fever would respond without their floor general, and the early signs were not good. Without Clark's elite court vision, the Fever offense lacked direction. Entry passes were late, the spacing was off, and most notably, there was no one drawing the kind of defensive attention Clark normally commands, which makes life easier for scorers like Aliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell. The Fever started slow, with missed assignments and turnovers piling up quickly. The Dallas Wings, hungry to steal a win on the road, came out aggressive, attacking the paint and forcing the Fever into uncomfortable switches. Aliyah Boston, to her credit, did everything in her power to keep Indiana alive. She scored 8 of their first 15 points and was clearly playing with urgency. But without Caitlin Clark's playmaking, defenders collapsed on her more frequently, making it difficult to get clean touches inside. Meanwhile, Dallas forward Natasha Howard went off in the first half, capitalizing on mismatches and poor rotations. Tiara McCowan brought muscle in the paint, dominating the boards as the Fever struggled to contain her. By halftime, the Wings led by 11, and the Fever looked lost. Boston's halftime frustration. As the team headed into the locker room, cameras caught a tense moment between Boston and the Fever coaching staff. While no audio was picked up, lip readers and analysts agree, Aliyah was demanding accountability. She was animated, clearly frustrated, and gesturing toward the defensive end of the floor. Later, Boston would confirm in her post-game comments that she was not happy with the effort, and that some people need to decide if they really want to be here. That's a bold statement, and one that's drawing both praise and controversy. Whatever was said at halftime, it worked. Aliyah Boston came out firing. She scored 10 quick points in the third quarter, blocking shots and igniting fast breaks. She wasn't just playing, she was leading. Veteran guard Erica Wheeler also stepped up, hitting back-to-back threes to pull the Fever within striking distance. The home crowd, which had been quiet without Caitlin Clark's highlights, Kelsey Mitchell finally found her rhythm late in the third, slashing to the rim and getting to the free throw line. And suddenly, the Fever were back in it. In the final minutes, it was a back-and-forth battle. Dallas wasn't going down without a fight. Arike Ogunbowale hit a deep three with under 2 minutes to give the Wings a 2-point lead. But on the very next possession, Boston muscled her way to the hoop for an and one, bringing the Fever fans to their feet. Still, it came down to one last possession. With 14 seconds left, and the Fever clinging to a 1-point lead, the Wings had the ball and a chance to win. But Aliyah Boston, already with 3 blocks on the night, came through again, this time forcing a turnover that sealed the game. Final score? Fever 78, Wings 77. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty, and Boston's fingerprints were all over it. After the win, Boston didn't sugarcoat anything. She told reporters, "We can't rely on one person to make us go. Caitlin is amazing, but this team has to have more heart when she's not on the floor." She continued, "I'm tired of seeing heads drop every time we hit adversity. If we want to win in this league, everyone's got to show up, every single night. It was an emotional, unfiltered moment that reminded everyone that Aliyah Boston is the backbone of this team. Her comments went viral, with fans split, some praising her leadership, others calling her out for dividing the locker room. But make no mistake, this wasn't drama. This was accountability. What this means for the Fever. Aliyah Boston's post-game honesty shines a spotlight on a bigger issue: the Indiana Fever's over-reliance on Caitlin Clark. Yes, Clark is a generational talent, but the Fever can't afford to fall apart when she's resting, injured, or defended tightly. That's not sustainable in a league as competitive as the WNBA. Boston's message? It's time for everyone to rise up. Players like Lexi Hull, Temi Fagbenle, and even the bench unit need to bring energy and production every night. Otherwise, Boston will continue carrying the load, and eventually, she's going to burn out. Reaction around the league. Boston's comments didn't just resonate within the Fever, they rippled across the WNBA. Veterans like Candace Parker and Chinny Ogwumike praised her on social media. Parker tweeted, "That's what leadership." Meanwhile, former players criticized the Fever for not surrounding Boston and Clark with enough experienced support. One analyst put it bluntly: if the Fever don't get Aliyah and Caitlin some help, they're going to waste two generational talents. Though Caitlin Clark wasn't in uniform, she was present at the game and noticeably engaged. She was up on the bench during key moments, clapping for teammates and coaching up the younger players. After the win, she approached Boston with a hug and a smile, no signs of ego or tension. Later on social media, Clark posted, "Dogfight, proud of my squad, big time from AB." This kind of chemistry, fueled by trust and honesty, might just be what transforms the Fever into a playoff team sooner than expected. The Fever have a tough schedule coming up, and Clark is expected to return for their next matchup. But what happens when she needs rest again, or faces triple teams, or has an off night? Aliyah Boston made it clear this team can't collapse just because Clark isn't scoring 25 a night. They'll need Boston to stay vocal and consistent. And most of all, they'll need to learn how to win ugly. Because that's what championship teams do. Aliyah Boston didn't just save the Fever from a loss, she saved their identity, at least for now. She reminded them what grit looks like, what leadership sounds like, and what accountability feels like. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss future breakdowns on the Fever Caitlin Clark.